We can talk about how your naughty bits work.
We can bring in a 50-year-old dude dressed like a schoolgirl.
Oh, man.
And he can read you,
grotesque.
like, I don't know, like Catcher in the Rye, maybe?
You mean caught it in the eye? I think that's the origins of pink eye. Caught it in the eye.
Would you say that you're a free speech supporter?
Yeah.
So how do you square the sort of being this free speech supporter with wanting to ban literature?
What kind of literature?
Any kind of literature. I mean, I would think that
What kind of literature am I trying to ban?
Oh, I thought you were just trying to say you've made an effort to get books removed from schools.
What kind of books?
Books dealing with LGBTQ people and sexual
No, that's
education.
not what I said.
Oh, so you're not trying to get any books banned from school?
That's not what I said either.
Okay, why don't you explain to me how you're thinking about this?
You just accused me of wanting to ban books. What kind of books am I trying to ban?
You tell me.
I'm not trying to ban anything.
But you're not trying to ban any books.
Who said I'm trying to ban books?
Are you trying to remove books from libraries?
From public school libraries.
Okay. So how do you square your sort of notion of free speech and free expression and allowing all of that stuff with wanting literature removed and wanting access to information removed?
What kind of literature?
You tell me.
Porn. Gay porn.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And what do you consider gay porn in these books?
So you want to see it?
Are you talking about the stuff that you've tweeted, basically? You consider
Yeah,
it
like there's
inappropriate?
pictures of like blowjobs and like how to have gay sex with like naked people and people masturbating and stuff. Yeah.
Did you?
Like pictures of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
totally. And
Yeah.
I went to public school. And we had a sex ed class in public school where we were shown, information about sexual health and, sex and masturbation and things like that. I'm curious about your own education. I mean, was that something did you ever go to a sex ed class, or is this all sort of new to you where you're sort of learning about how this works in public schools?
I don't live under a rock.
So you did have sex ed classes when you were growing up?
We had some kind of education, yeah.
Uh-huh. So you do think it's important for children to have education, sex education?
Not the way they're doing it in public schools.
Uh-huh. How are they doing it?
They're giving kids porn and telling third graders that they should masturbate. They're giving middle school children guides to gay sex and anal sex, sex toys.
How would you describe the type of sex education that you would like to see in schools?
At this point, I want all sex education actually removed from schools because I don't trust the schools to do it.
Okay.
After what we've seen, I don't trust them at all. Zero. We need to completely eradicate it and then redo it in a normal way that's appropriate.
First of all, just because you do not want a book in a school or in a public school system doesn't mean you're banning it. You're not going to. She's not going to prevent private citizens from, if they want to purchase the book and teach it to their kids. She's not advocating for that. What she's saying is these things shouldn't be in public schools for young children to have free access to that tax dollars that are paying for these schools.
Yes.
That's the argument.
Yeah.
Right? We don't want to have books that have active pictures of pornography
In public schools.
Any variety, by the way, in public schools. And then Taylor Lorenz and maybe we'll watch a little bit more of this, but as we talk about she's talking about the sex ed class and everything, I find it really hilarious because sex education didn't have, I don't know about you guys, but any sex education that I had, I remember there was a couple classes in middle school, whatever we had about it. There was not just pictures and recreations of people doing sex.
Yeah, our sex ed
It was like, here's what the
here's what a
looks like.
penis
Here's
is.
what
Here's
the
a
vagina and the
is.
female
Here's how
organs
sex
are.
works.
Yeah, and here's how it works, and here's what will occur.
Mhm.
And they show you like the actual innards, so that as a kid, hopefully you're like, ew, gross.
Yeah.
And you don't want to do it. Oh,
remember
ew,
those
that's my
days.
insides. It's nasty. Ew.
Yeah, I
Girls
know
have
what-
cooties.
It's clinical.
Everyone just couldn't stop
Sex ed
laughing.
is my sex ed was very clinical, and I think that sex ed should be clinical.
Yeah,
Like, no
of
one should be
course.
getting hard during sex ed.
The
The waterfall should not be overflowing during sex education class.
Oh my god, that's not.
Never in a sex education class should a girl look at a boy and go, "Hey, this looks fun.
Yeah.
let's try it right now.
And
You know,
that's not to
let's
say-
go to the
it's
bathroom real quick."
And that's not to say that sex ed should be like
Which bathroom?
discouraging
Which bathroom?
sex. Yeah, and that's not to say that sex ed should be discouraging sex, but it shouldn't be like who wants to go jack off in the corner.
Yeah, I know. It should just be okay. These are the parts. This is what they do. This is how the
It's like-
changes are going to start.
It's like
clinical. No!
it's like Lego instructions, you know?
Yeah.
Where the Legos
Basically.
go, and then eventually you have a thing that you've built.
And I think that what gets overlooked about sex ed a lot is the purpose of sex ed is not to explain to kids that like this is how sex works. Like everyone figures that out in absence of sex ed.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
The purpose of sex ed, the real value that comes from it and why it's important is it teaches kids about puberty and the changes
Right,
that they're going to
yeah.
go through.
Yeah.
Right? And that gets really, really overlooked,
Lost.
right?
Yeah.
It
Right, yeah, exactly.
that's the critical part. And the other
Exactly.
thing that gets overlooked about this like removing gay porn from libraries thing is liberals are like, oh well, what does it hurt if it's just there? It's like, you know, every school time is limited, right? Every book
Yes.
that kids read in school with their teachers
Yes.
is replacing another book.
Very
Yeah.
good.
So they're basically
point.
saying like, you know, this book on like how to jack off your buddy is like this is more important than learning like math.
your fraction
Yeah.
tables,
Yeah.
your multiplication
Right.
tables and things. Yes.
We can advance you kids like another level of math. We can teach you about basic finance, basic economics, some other
Uh-huh.
like elective-y type thing, or we can teach you about gay porn.
We can talk about how your naughty bits work.
We can bring in a 50-year-old dude dressed like a schoolgirl,
Oh, man.
and he can
Oh, it's
read
getting
you
grotesque.
like I don't know, like Catcher in the Rye, maybe.
You mean caught it in the eye? I think that's the origins of pink eye. Caught it in the eye.
Gross.
He can
Why is this
regale
hairy
you of-
man telling me these things?
He can regale you of tales from the disco bathroom in the 70s. When I was your age, I can't even get it out.
That's what he said.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug. Why is it? You know what's funny is it's gonna be like a 50-year-old.
blew a rail off Freddie Mercury's dick. It was the highlight of my life.
Oh god. I just wanted to read Shakespeare.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Meanwhile, the kindergarten teacher's applauding.
Yeah. Also, it of course would be like a hairy man that also has like a very high pitched, effeminate voice. keeping
Yeah,
it, you know what I mean?
absolutely.
Hi, like, oh, have you seen the video of that creepy guy, that trans guy who like does tons of videos and always talks to kids? Have you seen videos of this
Oh,
dude?
is it that you will respect us?
Yeah, that fucking
Oh,
guy.
yeah,
Or
that-
person.
That guy,
That
right?
person.
Okay, yeah,
So
yeah,
gross.
Dude,
yeah.
that person. Whoa, that would be the person, and that's who the Libs of TikTok person basically exposes. It
Right,
just
yes.
all she does
She
is
was
just
the first
post
one to
videos.
cover him.
Look, if you don't want these videos exposed and everybody finding out, don't fucking post the stupid videos, you idiots. I mean, it should be pretty self-explanatory.
Can I?
There's like a pride that they have posting these videos. Look what I did in my classroom today. Pride flags everywhere. I can't wait to teach your kids about gay sex. It's like, what happened? You
pronouns,
turn into the Wicked Witch of the West?
Yeah, I know.
What are you gonna get on your broomstick and fly
And
away?
you-
What's
and
going
you-
on
and
here?
you see them, and you're just like, you are going nowhere near my child.
Yeah, of course. And they go,
Whenever I have
That's so
children, you
unfair.
are not going anywhere near them.
I lost my job. I don't freaking capitalism is so terrible. It's like, no, you're just a psycho and you probably need help.
Yeah.
And you're trying to indoctrinate my kids. Go
I-
fuck yourself.
I'd just like to make one point, right? To consume pornography, there is a legal age limit to it, isn't there? Do you have to be 18?
I think like maybe theoretically, but no one pays attention to that.
Nobody.
I was-
Well, with the internet,
Dude.
obviously.
Dude, do you
Yeah.
remember back in the day the Girls Gone Wild commercials.
Oh,
Do
I
you
love
remember
those
those?
commercials.
No.
You know them.
Yeah.
It would be
I
it was
wasn't
this
living here then,
it was
probably.
it was this thing where this guy had this they came to Northern Illinois University, which is where I went, and I was
Did
just
they
like,
really?
yeah, I know. I was just as freaked out about it. I was like they came here. I was like, why? These are not the girls you want on your show, dude. I mean, they're desperate enough probably to do it, but go on, go somewhere more exciting. But yeah, so it was just this guy, and they drove around the country, and they went to college campuses, and they would just bring girls into the bus or just go to like bars, college bars, and they would be like, "Show us your tits," and then girls would just like flash, and then they'd bring some girls into the bus, and they would do some other things. And so when I was younger, as a young developing boy, trying to learn about sexual education, I learned it from Girls Gone Wild. I mean, like for real, like come on, like most sexual education you learn just by it's just
Doing.
It was like a joke I heard. It was a comedian, Tommy Tiernan. He had this joke. He's like about how I'm not gonna do the joke 'cause I'll do it injustice. But the general point of the joke was like a bunch of young boys going around like, yeah, you take out your willy and you put it inside her. And then the joke is like, why would you put it inside her? I would rather just drink cider. Cider's delicious. It's just like this. And at the end of the joke happens where the other boy comes in, talks more about what he learned, but he learned it from Father Murphy, and it was like a Catholic joke.
Okay.
But that's really how like real sex education happens when you're a kid, right? Your some friend learned something from somewhere that he shouldn't or she shouldn't have learned it from. Probably an older sibling or something else. Like the Girls Gone Wild. He goes, boys, come in here. I found out something I had to tell you about. Apparently, when your willy goes hard, you can put it inside a girl. And everybody's like, whoa, why would we do that? Girls have cooties.
I still remember the first time.
Were they also like, there's this magical thing called a clitoris.
This is clitoris. Yeah. And then, whoa, what's that? Does it have magical powers?
I remember the first time that
I find it in a box of Lucky Charms.
I remember the first time that I looked up porn online. Like,
sorry.
I remember getting so nervous because my parents weren't home, but I was so excited. And I started with like, one Google search. I just Google searched girls. And then I got a little more courage and I searched hot girls. And then I searched hot naked girls.
Wow, you were testing the boundaries, my guy.
And then I saw vagina for the first time, and it blew my mind.
I'm sure that's not the only thing that blew.
Oh yeah.
And that's your sexual education.
Yeah, basically.
You find some,
you kind of fumble around and find out.